This woman is trying to poison the food she made and served for her stepson. She brings out the poison and looks around carefully to make sure no one is around, and shifts closer to the food she served for her stepson. She's trying to poison her stepson, and she carefully sprinkles the poison on top of the food that is well served. She looks around and hurries up and mixes the food so that the poison would not be noticed. And then she covers the food carefully, picks up the poison, cleans the table, ties up the poison, and then puts it back into her clothes and dusts all of her body to make sure there is no trace of the poison. And then she's watching TV and begins to call on her stepson, who is inside of the room. She calls his name, and then the stepson finally comes out to greet his stepmom. He greets him, and then told him, "I made and served your favorite food." He said, "You served my favorite food," and then he opens it and is so excited and begins to praise his stepmom and says he loved this food so much. And then immediately he tries to put the food, his phone rings and he gets a call for a job interview asking him to come now, right away, that they are all waiting for him to come for the interview. He tells his stepmom that he needs to go out immediately for a job interview, that he's going to eat this food immediately he comes back. The mom insists that he takes a spoon or takes a little so he have energy for the interview, but then he insists that he's going to come back and face the food, and tells his stepmom to help him cover the food and keep it. She's sad and disappointed that her plan did not work, and then she says to herself, "Don't worry, you come back and eat this food. I will be here waiting for you to make sure when you come back you eat this food." She's disappointed that her plans had failed this time, and then she continues watching TV. Not too long, she begins to feel sleepy and tired, and she was dozing off in the living room while watching TV. She begins to fall asleep because she's tired and was feeling sleepy. She relaxes a bit in the living room, trying to wait for the son to come back, but then she sleeps off while the food was in front of her. She wakes up from her sleep a few minutes later, and subconsciously, not knowing the food is still in the living room, she walks into her room to sleep properly. While she goes into the room and leaves the food on the table, her own son comes back from work, all happy, smiling and excited, with a toothpick because he had eaten from outside. But then he sees another food on the table and he rushes off to begin eating the food. He looks around and sees nobody in the house, and then the food is also his favorite food, and begins to eat the food right away, not knowing this food has been poisoned by his own mom. The food was poisoned for the stepson to eat so that our own son will inherit the husband's properties. But unfortunately, our own son begins to eat this food which was poisoned by his mom, who was now sleeping in the room. He's enjoying every bit of the meal because he likes food a lot. The food is so sweet that he cannot help but continue eating non-stop, and then he begins to feel a burning sensation in his stomach. He begins to notice some pains in his stomach, but then he knocks it off and says, no, it's just a regular pain. He continues eating the food and is excited, but then he feels a sharp pain in his stomach and he could no longer bear this pain. This is the poison taking effect in his stomach, and is slowly passing out, and he falls to the ground and begins to jerk and shake, and that is how he lost his life eating this food. Please, if you enjoyed watching this video, tell us where you are watching from so that we can send you a big hug. Please share this video. We love you and God bless you.